Namaste, gentlemen, and welcome now to the Man Cave. My name is Witecki, your sensei to serious joy. So grateful to be of service. This is a special video for the Man Cave, really for the weekend or beginning of the weekend of August 2nd and 3rd, 2014. But it'll still be quite valid, so if you stumble across it later, you'll want to watch it for sure. This has to do with men and women and how they attract each other, known as what I call the Venus Quotient. The Venus quotient is your Venus capacity. So women have Venus in a certain sign, and men have Venus in a certain sign. And classic astrology talks about Mars and Venus and how they come together. And that's very true. Mars and Venus do come together, and they are part of the law of attraction. But when it comes to understanding your lady, you want to understand what I call her Venus quotient. So I've recorded videos for the women that have been up for some time now on YouTube that help them understand their Venus in each sign. And this video is to help you understand and kind of interpret just what that is as well. So I'm going to quickly go through each of the 12 VQs, the different Venus quotients, and also kind of the type of gal she is when it comes to love real quickly, and then also where she is this weekend coming up here as we go into this Mars in Scorpio period. And that's actually why I recorded this particular video. Mars is in Scorpio, which means bow chicka bow. The men are out. And over the weekend, Mars will be in step 4, which means the men will be out exploring new potentials and getting different things, well, pregnant. So be careful. I have to say, this is probably one of the most fertile years of the decade. So you definitely want to be careful as you're out there on the prowl. But I think Mars in Scorpio is definitely turning up the heat, and it's been a long wait. Mars retrograded this year. Men have been redefining themselves and coming up with a new MQ, which is what we'll be talking about here coming up in future Man Cave episodes. But this weekend, you know what your MQ is. Let's focus on the VQ that you might be interested in. So starting first with the 0 VQs. Now, the 0 VQs this weekend are sunny and cool, and that's the same with the Scorpios as well. These are the Scorpio in Venus people, and Scorpio and Venus women are very protective, but let me tell you, this is where they are. If a Scorpio and Venus woman actually wants to hang out with you this weekend, she's serious, all right? They are ready for true love, they're ready for a true connection, and they're also feeling pretty randy this weekend, probably one of the most randy. So they're going to really be out probably looking for their man. And I would say that this is one where you don't lie, you don't cheat. They're looking for integrity and real men of integrity, FYI. Now, the 1 VQs, these are the lovers of the zodiac. They will be nesting and resting this weekend. These are ladies who love to love and love for love's sake. It's fabulous to be loved by a 1 VQ, I have to say. And this weekend, they'll prefer to hang out somewhere in private. They're needing some privacy this weekend. They're needing to nest and rest. So if you're trying to seduce a 1 VQ, probably a little bit of royal treatment at home is in order. Now, the 2 VQs are the most emotional and also probably the most nurturing women. These are the women that really take care of their partners. They love to feel good. They love to feel their partners feeling good. And over the weekend, they're going to be very much ready for love. Their heart's going to be full of love and ready to be loved. So this is an excellent time. In fact, if you meet a 2 VQ this weekend, you might call it destiny. Now, the 3 VQs, that is that Venus in Sagittarius, ladies with Venus in Sagittarius, this weekend there might be a little bit of a hardship. That's because they're looking for new faith. But on the flip side of this coin, if it's a karmically destined love affair and you meet a 3 VQ this weekend, I would say it is karma and fate that it happened, and you should proceed with caution. The 4 VQs, as you can watch the videos below, but 4 VQs are probably your most exotic, eccentric, and most interesting lovers of the zodiac. This is most likely one to be into costumes or something funky like that. This weekend they're actually feeling professional, which in a weird way is like also karmic for them, because 4 VQs are so futuristic and 4 VQs are all about what makes the best sense. When they're in a professional mood, they actually meet lovers. So this is a good time to meet a 4 VQ or to take a 4 VQ on a date. The 5 VQs, Venus and Gemini gals, will be very hyper aware, particularly of their surroundings. So I would say that if you were after a 5 VQ, you go make sure you get in front of them this weekend, because they'll be scanning their space and really feeling out what they feel is appropriate for them in the moment. And as far as the 5 EQs are concerned with love, they're actually ready for intimacy and love right now. So if you meet one, they definitely are down. The 6 VQs, the Libras, these are the women who love to love also, like the 1 VQs. This is total paradise, Venus kind of energy. And the 6 VQs, well, particularly this weekend, they're going to be feeling very confident. So I think we're going to find that they are on the prowl, and that goes through the whole weekend. So if a 6 VQ is looking at you, she's interested. She might be in a relationship. We'll have to talk about that later. I mean, that's kind of how they roll sometimes, from one to another. But this weekend is definitely feeling very strong for the 6 VQs. The 7 VQs are manifesting a new lifestyle and bringing in a new life, and this weekend they're going to be really feeling like kind of destined based. 7 VQs are in a good place when they're when they're feeling out the destiny, because 7 VQs pretty much believe that love is based on something set in heaven. So 7s do believe in heaven. They do believe in heaven, prearranged love in heaven. So they're very sensual, very loving, as you see from the video. But this weekend, they're going to be like kind of feeling out their future. So you could possibly meet someone as well. The 8 VQs are going to be feeling very social this weekend and out, which is extremely rare. Okay, and these VQs are ones that pretty much size you up and take a long time to decide if they're into you or not. But once they are, they're like extremely dedicated and extremely on it. So this is like your Michelle Obama kind of, literally, 8 VQ probably, like super business about love. But this weekend they'll be out, actually, sleeveless dresses or whatever that would mean. The 9 VQs are actually going to be way out on the prowl. These are going to be the ones probably out populating the earth. I am expecting a population growth, boys, in about 9 months, so be careful. Like I said, wear protection, be careful. But the 9 VQs are probably going to basically let it out on impulse, whatever. When it feels right, that's the way they are. This is definitely a hot date. If you got a 9 VQ, you're going to have a fabulous time this weekend, but be careful. Things can happen very fast. And the 10 VQs, these are your sensual lovers, the ones that take their time and kind of set everything up. This weekend they will be looking for long-term partnerships. So the 10 VQs are in super marriage energy and partnership energy. So if you run into a 10 VQ, boys, this lady is looking for a man to marry, and that's where they are right now, FYI. And if you have the budget, you ought to go right ahead. FYI, they need fine things, linens and everything else. And the 11 VQs, they're actually going to be out in a brainy way this weekend, and they are actually in a good place for relationships too, the 11 VQs. These are the girls that want to fix you. All girls want to fix you, but this is the girls that really want to fix you. And so my advice always with 11 VQ is let them fix something. But they're going to want a lot of chit-chat and talk and connect on a deep level, and that is like, mind sex is where it begins with 11 VQs. So that in essence is where they're going to be. So that wraps up my little man cave video to kind of help you out. There's videos underneath here for each of the VQs in the blog, and so you can look up your VQ and you can look up her VQ, and you can see how they add. You can see how they add up. Take note to how the numbers add. But you might look in your history to see the VQs you have dated, and you'll kind of see the way they are, and you might look ahead to see the kind of VQs you might be interested in. A woman's sun sign is not necessarily where her Venus is. So look at her date of birth to see what sign Venus was in, and you can translate it. We're happy to help here if you leave a comment under this blog. Alrighty, good luck, boys, and be careful. I'll see you in the next Man Cave segment. Until then, live, love, be.